Hello, my fabulous humans. Happy Friday. If it means anything to you. Welcome to Male Say, a space where I speak to men about all kinds of things. My name is Makabelo Motaung, also known as Coach KB, and I am your dating and social I'm your social and dating coach and your host for this feature, obviously. And this is a daily feature I run basically on my timeline. So you have to check out my timeline consistently to check what time am I going and who am I speaking to. And if you've been following up, then you would know that today I am speaking to the cool kid himself. The very cool kid, Josie. I'm speaking to George. Matsheke. Did I say it correctly, George?
Yeah, Matsheke, yes,
How are
you did.
you?
I'm well. Thank you very
Lockdown
much
ya
for having
rata,
me.
you are yellow, you are glowing. People are glowing.
Ah,
People who are nicely locked down.
you drink water. There's no alcohol. It's water. You have to sleep. So I think most of us are well rested. That's what it is.
That's what it is, right?
That's
Whose
what it
face is
is.
gone.
It's gone. You're drinking water, Roala. You are home. You eating home cooked
Yo,
meals. Yeah, that's what.
you guys
That's
are
what it
living
is.
healthy. Before we
Mm.
continue, can you please introduce yourself? Tell people. I know people know you, but where do they know you from? Tell us about yourself, cool kid.
Wow. Okay. So my name is George Matsheke, and I am a founder of Marvin, a men's online men's magazine. I'm from Alex. I'm a graphic designer, entrepreneur. I like starting things digital, and I'm obsessed about content and telling stories. So that's who I am.
Yeah, no, you've said it well. I wouldn't have said it
Yeah,
better myself.
yeah.
But a cool kid from Alex, guys. Limutlulene. So, George, today we're
Yeah,
talking finance, men in
yes,
finance. We are talking, I've been having a lot of dialogues with men, and today is the first
yeah,
time that I'm talking about money and how it affects them.
yeah,
You look at the way confidence Yamuna is always tied down to the money. Basically, it's almost like
yes,
society weighs you according to your pocket, and then but Lord, okay, your status is here, this is how we're going to treat you. Even the ladies, I mean,
no,
what's been
definitely.
your experience or what's been your observation with um, men and how they relate to money?
Joe, I like how all the things that you're saying are quite true. How we relate to money because we are raised in a society that tells us that don't care about anything else, don't care about love, don't care about building yourself. Just make money. Utarasha. That's how we're
Yeah,
raised
it
as
seems
well.
like that's the only solution. Just make
That
money.
like just make money and utarasha. Then later on, you obviously not everybody can make money, but then you realize later that even if you make money, you're ill equipped in terms of relationships, in terms of growth.
Mhm.
You haven't dealt with a lot of things, and you are not equipped to date whoever it is that you're dating. Yeah, not they've went through the stages, they went through the growth, and you haven't. And later on, you realize that's why as well. Besides the age difference with regards to men, obviously always dating somebody younger, but it's always advantageous for us because um, when if I'm 30 years old and I'm dating someone who's 24, chances are financial wise I'm better off. So
Mm-mm.
the dynamics becomes better because uh, like I have the upper hand.
Mm.
Um,
When,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're about to
So
say?
when does this pressure start for men? I mean, how soon does it start for you as a man to be the provider, to be the finance person, to have your finances in order? When does this pressure start for you guys?
Uh, like more as early as 5
As
to
early
be
as five.
honest
What are you buying at five for who?
because yeah, because you're not buying anything. boys, there's an article actually that went up this week on Marvin that speaks about the journey that as boys, it's like you're always looked at as the solution, as like there's no room for us to be naive or not to know. You're always supposed to know. Even your counterparts, even as young as you are, you always if let's say like I remember a story where my cousin and I had a vehicle crash when we were young. And we
Mm.
both agreed gore re tlo dodge, but I got the beating because I was born. Because it looks like I was
Your
the
cousin
one
was a
who
girl.
headed the so there was to them to our parents there was no way she was the one who was leading the 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 event. It was me. So as a young child, you always get like as a boy, there's always that pressure that you're supposed to know. You're supposed to figure it out. You're gonna be the head of the family.
Supposed to
You
lead
need
better.
you're supposed to lead. And you're like, lead what? I'm two. you know?
Lead bana ba go crash even.
Yeah, but like there's always that pressure that there's always room for women not to know, to be like, oh, I don't know
Mm,
actually, or I'm naive, even if they know, like it's like I'm naive, or
mm,
no, it's okay, I don't know, maybe, but it's not.
protect me.
Yeah, like I'm not like protect, all those things. So there's no room for a boy child to be like, actually, I don't know, I don't know what this thing is. And that's why we end up going to the streets to find information. We always get like information either from our friends, but like also that information is not most of the time is not correct, you know,
Mm,
because you expected to know. Like even with sex, like even in the township, you
mm,
there's an age you can't be like I'm 16 and I'm a virgin as a guy. They're like what?
mm,
But as a girl, it's okay for you to be a virgin at 25. There's
mm.
room for
I
that.
guess so. There's always
There's
this pressure that.
room. Yeah. There's
But
room
what is
for
the
that.
reality? What is the reality men face when it comes to, I think, dating and relationships and the lack of money? Like, what's
So
the reality? Like, let's say you are starting out as well. I just tend to think, oh, we place too much pressure on men. Like, let's say we're starting out. I mean, as soon as we're in varsity together, I'm expecting you, if you're my boyfriend, to somehow be able to take me out to McDonald's, be able to take
hey,
me out to News Cafe, be able to, and what is the
yeah,
reality of that? Like, how are men coping and as young as they are with the pressure?
like if you think about it, men are not coping at all. The highest rate of suicide is men
Because of money.
because of everything. And most of the time, it's usually stress. That when you break it down later, it always boils down to money because we affirm ourselves with what we can provide. Because
Mm,
that's
mm,
how we are raised. We like you have to be a provider. You're like, okay, how do I provide? I provide because I can have money. But now, if I don't have money, then I can't provide. Then
mm,
Then Makalelo, then she's like, says some regular underpants. Then when we fight, she reminds me that she buys me underwear. And you're like,
yeah,
how? When I
I
used to
thought it
buy
was
you
our secret.
underwear, yeah, I didn't bring it up. But like
Mm,
now, such on Pota, and now you start looking for other things because your friends, banally, a guy, omofang, girlfriend's allowance. And now I'm struggling, I don't give you girlfriend allowance. And you want a guy who's going to give you a girlfriend allowance or take you on holiday. And I can't afford
mm,
that holiday. Then
mm,
now you're going to start to pressurize me in a way of suggesting, like, ooh, sheba tšhomo tsa ka di etsang. And Linda, as a
mm.
guy, I want to give you the same things your friend have, you know? So there's that pressure now where
But is this
besides,
pressure caused by women or is it caused by your friends? Is it caused by other men?
there's pressure that is caused by men, and I think that we can handle because you like because it's on the same level because you like I'll tell you he got where he is because of 1 2 3. I get it. I want to get there, but it'll take me another 3 years to get there. So I'll
Mm,
work towards being like that guy. Sharp, cool, fine. I understand that. The And let's say you hold 10,000 rand and I can afford myself alone,
mm, mm,
and that's fine. How when I go again, that's another cost because
mm,
you gonna wanna go out because you don't wanna do Netflix and chill forever.
mm,
You know what I mean? You gonna want birthday gift where I have to budget properly because you don't want a
mm,
card and flowers. You know,
mm,
you want something that you're gonna show on Instagram. For my man bought me this and my man bought me that. You know what I mean? That's money. So
mm.
that 10,000 rand is no longer enough. Now I need 15 or 17
Gee,
to
from
accommodate
where?
you.
Exactly. And it's the little things that don't we don't even see. Like, when you visit somebody's place, instead
Yeah.
of their groceries now lasting them a whole month, when you're there, they last them now 2 weeks. you know,
Like
it's these little things that
toilet
don't count,
paper.
but they
Toilet
count.
paper, man.
Exactly. But you're like, this usually lasts me the whole month. You know?
Yes. Do you get what I mean? So all those things, it then becomes a problem. Then now I'm the only one who's under pressure. But now if you have someone who also, like, if you guys are working as a team, you're like, okay, we want that kind of a lifestyle, and this is what I'm willing to do, and this is what where you're willing to chip
Mm,
in. Then it becomes different because now if you hold a 10,000 and we're now hold a 50, I mean another 10, then we have 20,000 in the household,
mm,
which gives us a different lifestyle altogether.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
mm,
get
do
a
you
lot
think
of the
this
time
pressure?
sometimes a lot of the times that lifestyle is asked from the man. Kaofela yona. Do you get what I mean?
Mm,
And you're like,
mm,
how?
yeah. Do you think this pressure it thing across all nationalities and other skin colors, or it's just pressure that's here amongst Black South Africans specifically?
I think I don't know about other races, but I think on us, especially South Africans, you need to understand that we still have black text to deal with as well. Everyone.
I was about to come to that.
So you
Mm,
don't just leave home. Like few of us leave home and they already bare ke koloi, ke apartment, go live your life, go work. As soon as
mm,
especially if you're educated, it's always your job to educate the next o latelang wena.
mm, mm,
Do you get what I mean? And that
mm,
also sets you back. Tshwantse o lokise ko gae, o reke
mm,
di-sofa, o kenye diraka, di-tiles, all that's money. You
mm.
know, why you living your own life?
Then
Uh,
uthoreke dinafsa kamo, student loans and
Kamo, you like bona for me to get a better job that pays me 20,000 instead of 10, I need to be able to educate myself. So
mm,
I need to take this short course for a year so that I can apply for this job so that I can be able to demand a better salary. Or
mm.
that's how easily we get into debt. Then
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
ebe kopana le wena, then after that le wena o re, yo, we need like at least we need vacation nyana for my birthday. And then because I'm in a relationship with you and I want you to be happy, I'm gonna try, or okay, let's take you to Durban, to Cape Town. Like, I don't care. Like, even a trip to Durban can cost you a good 10K
Mm.
from
But
eating, all of
yeah,
those
no, but
things.
here's the thing that I also want to ask.
Mm.
Do men I mean, you have a choice of who you date, right? So you
Yeah.
go intentionally to find this girl, oh, tsebang hore lifestyle ya hae e imo, and you're like, you know what, I can meet this lifestyle. By the mere approach of you're approaching that girl, you mean you can somehow as a man afford, does it this finance thing not have a direct link to your choice as a man as well? Because you are putting yourself in that situation, right? Kabo
Like
ujotsi le
what?
Mbali instead of Makabelo, Mbali wa
Re shela kaofela ausi. Rena re na taba. Re shela kaofela. Re shela if Mbali, re shela CEO kaofela.
why is it that a man is not willing to date down? Like, I just find that you always wanna top your if your ex, you always wanna top, and that
But
comes with expenses.
No,
financially.
but we do. Like if there's anyone who doesn't mind dating down is the actually man. If you think about it. Like I totally chair like whether we pick and pay, whether the ex na bereka in I game. It's just like okay, sharp, teacher grade, okay, filter tla that's fine. Even Chris Rock said it where they made like women when it comes to lifestyle, they're not willing to go back.
Yeah, they
If
wanna
if
move forward.
yes, if the last boyfriend took her on holiday, you are taking her on holidays.
Mm. So we have a
Wait,
comment here
yeah,
from
no
Salami
problem.
Uri. I suppose all the pressure is caused by your choices. Perhaps you choose the woman, which is exactly what I was saying as well. And somebody else, Moleka Ari, the pressure in my view is caused by social norms, trends, as well as expectations, more so to those who are not communicated to.
Like
I don't.
like boy, I think like as a guy, you always go for the girl that you like that looks like they would fit. You don't necessarily think a lot about how much does it cost because you don't know. When I approach you, I don't know how much your lifestyle costs you. I
Oh,
just
important
like
to
you.
start, fela.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Beatrice, she's nice, she's looking good. I'm fit ka re ke cherisha. I get
Mm,
to work guy, I have no idea. Until when I'm inside, then can realize, oh, hey, I'm out of my breath here. I'm out of my depth.
mm,
This is not for me. Then obviously, then the next relationship, you'll make a better decision. Do you get what I mean?
mm,
So it's just understanding what we all are trying because but like within society there's more pressure for the men to have it all figured out when it comes
mm,
to where the household is going, the money. And I also understand that the world is built in such a way that it helps men succeed better. So,
mm,
like, if me and you are going for the same position, I'm aware that chances are I'll get it because I'm a man.
mm,
Like you might lose your job because you're pregnant. I'm not going to lose my job because I'm pregnant. You know, and
mm.
moving up the ladder as a man is easier than it is for women. You know, so there's those dynamics that one has to think about. Hore, um, there's that. But at the end of the day, like for different times of like in your 20s, you choose different women than you do in your 30s.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Tell,
in your
tell me about how you guys choose in your 20s versus your
your
30s.
20s, ke noma yini, but ke noma yini, ke lifestyle.
Mm.
She fits in my lifestyle, sharp. You're not thinking much about personality. Does this work?
The
You just
future.
You're just like, born. She's in the like, born. She makes me look good. I look good, sharp. Ari, let's see, whatever. Then you learn, Hore, it's more than looks.
Mm,
It's more than what I look like from the outside or wherever. Then in
mm,
your 30s, that's when you come as a guy. You're like, okay, I'm looking for someone I can build with.
mm,
Someone who has been through stuff, someone who because in your 20s, we're all new to relationships. We don't know much.
mm,
Where in your 30s, you're like, born, this is what I want. This is what I don't
mm,
want. This is what I'm willing to negotiate on. This is what I'm not willing to negotiate on.
mm,
Um, and in your 30s, you are sure about your direction, about what you want, finally.
mm, mm.
Because in your 20s, you just like playing around, figuring it out. Maybe you don't even know what your passion is.
Yeah. Do men
Yeah.
observe how women manage finances? Do they observe that when they're dating or in a relationship? Like, is it something that you guys observe? Oh, Makabelo wa waste, or she's not. Does it ever influence your decision how a woman is with her relationship with money?
So here's my thing: is that I've never been in any relationship where uh, both of us are the same type when it comes to money.
Mm,
So there are times where I'm good at money and they're not, and times where they're good at money and I'm not. So
mm,
it really, really depends. And those are the things that you figure out as you grow older. Or, okay, I can get money, sure, but I need someone who's going to manage the finances because I'm
mm.
useless at managing. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
great at getting the finances, but she's better at managing.
Mm,
Because also, as guys, we're used to buying expensive things. I don't
mm,
compare everyone.
mm,
So, because like things are expensive in general. Where you
mm,
guys are like, I reckon mo go a tura, mo go turi. Where guys, you like, there's no difference between Woolworths, Spar, Pick and Pay, kaofela di a tshwana. Where you
mm.
can be like, actually, no, A a tura, A is affordable, A is you know what I mean? So those are the things that you look into when you're looking for a partner. Gore, I know gore, I'm bad at finances, but I need someone who is better so that re patala needs to be paid setting she'll manage it better. Then I know that I'm good for this sort of thing.
Yeah. Would it shock you if on
Yeah.
a first date a woman said, "So what is your credit score? Like where are you financially? Like how many like una dikoloto tse kae? Like would it is it something Emachita? I do you ever talk about that? Do you guys ever ask that? Is it something that's in the back of your mind or
Not not on the first date, not on the first date. But eventually you need to aware with what you're dealing with, you know. Because now you get married, then you know what I mean? Because all of those things are gonna affect you eventually. If you guys wanna buy a house, then my credit score is low. How why is it low, my guy? You know, we could have gotten a better house. But now
but love conquers all?
I gonna taba ya gore love conquers all ke maaka. It's cute in movies. It's cute. It's very, very cute.
Not in reality, right?
No, in reality, it doesn't work. It really, really doesn't. No, so it's practical, and it's an everyday thing. It's something that you work on every day. It's not something that you work kind of public holidays and you think everything is going to be sorted out. No, it's something that you have to work on
Mm,
every day. Yeah,
yeah. Do men also consider women as means of financial support or security at any point of their life?
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, especially
listen,
these
you
days.
guys.
Definitely, yes, yes, you are.
Le
You are.
kgathetse.
You are way out now. Everybody's a way out. Before it was the man who was a way out. Like now everybody's a way out. If I'm bereki and like Izabile or I'm lazy as a person and I'm looking good. The gym I got the abs. And ke yo
Mm,
makabelo o sharp, o na le townhouse, o na le dikoloi tse two ebile because e one o e patetse e feditse. O
and
na le
nako wena o tsamaya
disposable.
ka teng.
When I go about and when I disposable income, the townhouse is paid for. It's like four rooms, like comfortable. What travel? Then uhlakana le nna malambane da. I'm like, yo, I fit kazama net. And she looks at me and be like, yo, I think wa bona ga o tlhapisa ganyane. Kar ka o isa fela ko
Karabasina.
budisa. Ah,
Yeah.
taba right. Then it's gone. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna go back.
And there's no shame in that. Machita tseba gore, this one is just dating purely for the financial gains. Or do you guys ever talk about that and admit it as we do as women? Because I know I judge wa pesha shit. Yo, I don't wait again. Last him nati, last I was but wa pesha, you know. Do you guys ever discuss it amongst each other as men and say,
Mm.
I am just there for the money, like you know?
Yeah, like because as guys, you're honest with each other. Like you're brutal. Arna that thing ya gore you want to do some soft landing. I'll try to so. It's the same as when maybe a guy sees your girl with another guy. Like ke tlo botsa gore fetse ke bontšhira gago e ba le motho so. What you do with it
Mm,
ke tsa gago, but now at least that's what go child. So
mm.
even when it comes to these conversations, we're gonna have it. Like, Fit, unga mutolo wa gago. Like, Fit, mutolo mtshware grand, o sharp. And Fit, mutolo Fit, I wanna go zageng. Fit, ke mnati, ke sharp.
Yeah, o
Happy.
ja sharp. O ja dijo tsa ulwetse, ntwana.
And
Yeah. Is there a guy code uh that you have about finances? Say Juapeta and you're with this lady and Like, do you guys, what's the guy code when it comes to tricky situations and money? I know you guys, later umung ice boy. Meanwhile, let's say no, you're sponsoring the girlfriend. Like what guy code is there with finance?
I
Because
wanna
I don't think women have girl code when it comes to finance. Rona, you go in a restaurant, other ladies and whatever. But calculator, I just find guys can somehow, hide this thing
no
very well. Dignity ya
no
monna la ipata.
no, because we have conversations. I fit okay, fit arvae re ko kai aeroplane. As when as out here go tlo nchaya le fit more. I can go with you, but I go sharp can you. Then it's either then I have to decide no, get out sport. Because if
Mm,
out here how you've been, you know his situation, he tells you, hey, fit, I just lost my job. Then maybe ukwena or mfethu I feel like going out gimnati. I like I'm comfortable when it comes to the money side. Arva. Then not all child on 8 feet agnandix. Then when you decide on okay, sharp, skawar, dijo, booze, I've got you, don't worry, when I relax. Because
mm,
also you know as a guy for one day you're gonna be in the same position and
mm,
you're not mnat. And he's gonna remember today I've got you. So we
mm.
have when it comes to loyalty to other men, like number one.
Hey, you guys get that? Rona, we don't, hey?
Number
We
one, number
expose each other. We just,
one. Number Molly, move. Like we if ever there's one thing that we got right is that.
yeah. But is there
Yeah.
ever a time where your friends get tired of you because when I was saying, like, it's about Doja now because you know what? You're that guy.
Yeah, like the thing, I don't think there's a problem with you not having money. There's a problem with you. Ana nyungu marata dilo tse mnate.
Oh, okay.
Like how? Okay. Asana Black Label ba tla rena se rock. I am oh, you know. So like it's one thing for you now to like nice things, but you don't have
Mm,
money. But
mm,
it's another thing for you to be like, hey, bafethu it's getting now to I vayang nak na nyugu. Majita if go jwalo ba tla re, ah no ska wara fethu. Re tla o paela 6 ya gago.
mm,
Ska wara. Re tla baya ka transfer ke na le petrol. Whenever we've got you, then it's a simple
mm,
because you understand the situation. But if o
mm,
rata dijo, o rata dilo tsa mo mara a na nyugu, then it's a problem.
mm. But is it important to maybe cultivate those friendships, especially, when the going gets tough? I mean, we all go through it. Okay, Labon?
Yeah. No, you have to, because like
Yeah.
every friendship in all these seasons are your, and there's guys
Mm,
that you go to, ahunyiwe, or like infit,
mm,
I'll forget 2,000 rand, Kaukaya, whenever, and
mm.
you have friends who give you that money, and they even forget about it, you know.
And you go to the
Uh,
guys first before you go to the girl. That's the thing about you gents. Kore. I'll be the
yeah,
last to know. Re dula ntlong e one, gore go a nyewa.
but because of going back to that thing, there's pressure on the guy to figure things out. So before
Mm,
fitla go wena, I must have exhausted every
mm,
avenue that I know. Anton. So I must
mm,
have like called all the friends, called in my favors. I must have done all of that before Fitla got. That's how
mm.
we are told. That's the pressures where
Yeah,
we are not told to actually just go to your spouse first. Then
yeah,
maybe she has actually a better plan.
yeah,
You know. So that's how we're raised. That it goes back to that pressure of always figuring things out with money.
yeah. A man stingy or libona, it's just bad. Like, how do we differentiate between a man who's stingy and a man who's just going through the most?
But I think men spend their money on the women that they want to spend their money on. It is that simple.
Oh,
Yeah.
at least stingy. We are
I,
just not the one.
I, you
Stingy
are not
lady
the one.
spirit.
Yeah, you're not
Wow.
the one that I want to spend my
We
money
are
on.
not worthy of your money.
No, 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 no. You know.
How do you decide if a woman is worthy of your money?
That's what says
Wow.
Jang. Yeah. Yeah.
And how na taba, o kena
Ah,
dikolotong tsa go yena.
you just like, o batla go etsala? Ah, re tla re kene o ska wa re tla sort. you know. So
But how do
it's
you decide on
sorry.
how do you scale this thing? Oh, okay, no, KB, wait thinking you're not money worthy. Okay, Linda is money worthy.
So
Or does it have to do with just I love Linda and that's it?
I don't know. I'll speak for myself. So when I met my wife, I was just like I was going through the most ka business, come out, and
Mm,
I explained it to her like, "Bon, like if it's okay na a storm, like it's at the beginning, so the end
mm,
is far from here. So
mm,
I can only afford myself, you know. So she's
mm,
like, hey, Fit, I'm not here for whatever. I just like you know. I'm like, cool.
mm,
Then later, like later on, only then the money started coming in. And when the money starts coming, you remember, Hore, she's been there, supporting, being there, you know. And when the money comes, you spoil because
mm.
that's about they were there before, and
Yeah.
then you know during the storms, and you know if when the money is there, those are the first people you spend on because you like don't
Mm,
think you're not here about the money anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess another thing, Kore, sorry, go ahead.
No, Kere, that's the gist of it. So understand Hore, when the money comes, also you look different. That's
Mm.
why I'm pizza Mr. Cool what. You know? You start
You were
getting
not
these
always
things.
Mr. Cool.
But I wasn't, you know what I mean? 3 years ago I wasn't. I was just that
Yeah.
guy who's running a magazine, who's trying what. Then when things starts coming up, then people start to look at you differently, without
Mm,
understanding what there's work behind it.
mm.
You know,
And
and
there's
then I
someone that had to be patient with that.
that's it. That's it. Now
Yeah.
ba batla nyo ya gae like ai wena o e deserve tšhelete ya gae e na le moya yona tšhelete e.
Now we're about to shop at it, Nanje, out of the blue for what?
Ah, you
When
like
we have not worked.
you like I was ke na le motho wa di-vacation o ska wa relax ke na
Wow.
le motho yeah, you know.
Is it important for men though to disclose their finances? Like, I mean, you touched on something that I didn't even think of asking now when you said you set your woman, your wife down and said, look,
Yeah.
I'm entering the storm now. Is it important? Because I think men don't do that, you know, they don't disclose. Motho utla, they'd rather lie to you or about goals there or a sometimes it's got to do with money. You know, you're like, how guy, you said you're taking me out on a date. What happened? You know?
Like the thing is this like it maybe it goes with age. Like those are certain things that you need to be honest with. Like wa bona gore storm se sa qala. Like you say maru a mantsho wabo is gonna rain
Sitlonisas.
tlo
This one is
nyewa
gonna
tlo nye
yeah.
so ebe ke yo motho wa tlo kena tshwanetse o mmotse gore boy this is what's gonna happen, you know. If you're good at it, if you keep cool sharp, if you're not, I understand. Like I think even like a
Mm,
challenge, like I think it should be open because then also she can be able to help you, uh, like maybe help you sort out your debts.
mm,
Do you get what I mean? O tla botsa
mm,
gore, okay, we need to get a smaller place or a cheaper
mm,
place so that you can dedicate half of your salary to your debts. Then after getting
mm,
your debts, then we can be able to buy a house
mm.
to get that good credit score. But like if I say will help you.
I think
That's
we
my
keep
thing
losing you. I
when
don't
it
know if
comes
it's
to
me.
disclosing. But like also you're not
I
gonna
don't think
disclose to everyone.
I don't think we got what you said unless it's
Can
just
you hear
me.
me?
But you were like blurring. Yeah, I can hear you.
So um, it depends who as well, because you're not gonna disclose to everyone. You know, you want to
Mm,
disclose to the people that you believe that they're worthy of that. Because as Kopandwena 3 weeks later, I call 15,000. You
yeah.
know, so
Do
it goes
mm,
further.
yeah. Do men ever not date because of lack of finance? Like not that they don't want to date or don't want to be
Yes,
in a relationship, but Is it?
Yes, yes. I have not dated because I lacked finances. Because
Not because
umis
you had no options.
no, no, because I una chelet. Umisa ga ngwana batho. Usna chelet.
But love conquers all. I told you this in the beginning.
Yes, but because that's why when I met my wife, I told her like, "Bon, kwanyiwa, inkiye Marvin khwetsala 1 2 3," because I
This
didn't
is the
want
dream.
any.
This is the
Uh,
goal.
yes, I didn't want any expectations for it. This is what I know. This is what it looks like from outside, but here reality. This is what
Mm,
reality is, and I'm
mm,
not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to sell anything. This is what reality is. So,
mm.
but men do. I'll share. I keep share. I know ke sharp. I'll keep it real.
Yeah,
Because I'm already under pressure as it is. Dating her is gonna put me more under more pressure.
yeah. And now more than ever, there's now a group. I don't know if Bayaskolong sa eye bandaba, but there's a group
Mm,
of men out there who are just out to get women financially, who are just out to benefit from women financially. Kind of what is this term? Pickup artist. Is it pickup artist?
Ah, ah,
I don't know
ah.
what it is, but I'm saying, how do women know the men that are there for them, especially because women are doing so well now,
Mm,
whenever to we 70,000 year high, doing
mm.
so well. How does she know the men that are there for her and the men that are there for the money?
Like I don't think you'll ever know the difference between the two.
Alifidi
Uh,
signal, Alina decide it's all umalambani now. Are you just here for the Woolworths food?
yeah, because I think there's two differences between the two of the type of men as well. When I type it say who are lazy, abaspani, and they're always saying that I'm looking, I wanna do, but like I won't
Mm,
well, hey, there's a tender in Marahuna and Kopana, that
mm,
and that does not necessarily mean because there's a difference between a guy or Zaman and actually spa.
mm,
That's one thing. But there's a guy who's just like, yeah, I'm gonna or what mara una le dilo tse ngata tse a di etsang, mara gona ntho e yang ko pele, you know.
mm,
And there's guys who are building who are like, boy, this thing needs about 2 years. Then from there on, things are gonna start working. And what's meeting and all of that. And a lot of the times, you will lose patience on that guy because I wanted the results.
mm,
Then obviously the relationship gets very strained. Then you like when I pela what go vacationing and what. Utsamaye lo thola something better. Then we start realize after a year or whatever 6 months you've left him, then he strikes gold. Then Sutsu Shapa body, hey you, how you doing?
mm,
Type of kind of thing. So
mm,
yeah, so you can't really pinpoint if you can't really say it, but like it only takes time. But you can see a guy only lays. You can see a guy who works. You can see a guy Ozama. You know what I mean?
mm.
Because
Yeah.
even if like the thing that I'm working on is not working, I'm always willing to try something else. Then that's a good
Mm,
sign. Yeah.
yeah. And then there's this term that I read up on, I think it was yesterday when I was reading this blog,
Yeah.
about financial feminism.
Yeah.
And it basically talks about that the a key ingredient to women liberation is money. And you know how there are feminists now who are saying, hey, hey, woman, woman, woman. Do
Yeah.
you do you think that would apply in finances? Do you think the independence that we want, the 50-50 that we fight for in terms of work opportunities and whatever, and
Mm.
does it apply? Like,
I don't think
uh,
that thing works. I don't think it works, to be
you
honest.
must always be a man. You must always be
No,
the provider. You must always contribute more, or what is it?
no, it's a conversation. So if we're not pasta ko kai kai, like it should be a conversation. Hore, I feel like a pasta. Let's go out. go tšwe
mm,
gore wena in your pocket o budgetetse wena and o budgetetse le nna.
mm.
I can you feel like this thing. Wa tla re
Yeah,
tsamaya
yeah.
kaofela, sha. If I say like I feel like one, two, three,
Do it.
automatically it should be out of my pocket because I have accounted for and I've budgeted you in it and another budget that includes the both of us. But now, if you now feel like a pastor, now I end up paying. Next time I'll feel like a pastor. I don't feel like pastor because
You
I'm
have a question.
kawata.
Oh, God, I get it. Why can't
Yeah,
you get it? Because go ahead, over you know.
yeah. Why batla? So now I must pay for everything. One card inside the budget.
You have a question here from Dumelo who says, what about guys who had good women stand by them during hard times, only for them to be dropped when the guy suddenly thinks you are no longer his type when he has made it? Of which we've seen a lot of stories like this, let's be honest, where
Yes.
Uputa Malamba, you stand by him and the dream, you
Mm.
support it, but as soon as it takes off, guy is nowhere to be found now. Suddenly you're not good enough. So nali makavelo now. So nali.
It's because of how that woman treated him during that period. Namgopotsa gore bona o ja nna o ka nna o robala nna.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So guy
It's not
was recording those things like, okay, sharp, okay, I'll stay because I need to be
for
here.
now.
Yeah, Eric Popper when it once.
Yeah.
So the other
And
side of the story that has never been told is that it's because of how they treat it. Like I'll take myself.
mm,
Like I said, when I started, I was going through a store, and my wife was like, Netflix and chill is fine. When we went out, she would buy drinks because I was going through a hard time, and she'd be
mm,
like, this, and and the money thing was never a thing for her. She was just like, "Jo, if I can, I can. If I can't, I can't." It is that simple.
mm,
It's not I'm not gonna remind you of it. I'm not gonna bring it up because I cost you this or what. Like, no. If we're fighting about this, it has nothing to do with the 20 rand feeling on last week. Let's
mm.
keep it like that. So,
Yeah.
do you get what I mean? So, how you are treated during those times. So, by the time you get money, you're like, ah, ke motho wa ka motho. When it comes, I'm gonna spend the same way. And go to like that's the but
Mm.
if motho wa nkgopotsa every other time gore yo cheese e jang ke yaka ke nna, and then
You are me from
internet
head to toe.
yo because what that does it makes you feel small,
Mm.
and when you get money you feel big. You want to remind that person gore le nna I can make you small. Do you
Yeah.
get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
How does
that's
a
what
man,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah,
How does a man protect his pride when he's going through the most?
you just need to be honest. Just need to be honest with yourself and be like, "Bo, also, you need to sell this car and get a smaller one, but it's temporary. I need to worry. I need to sort out the business, or what. But like, you just need to sort out, like, just be honest with yourself and the people around you,
Mm. Mm.
because everybody understands what everybody goes through some stuff. You're not the first, and
Yeah.
you're not the last.
And this thing out, it's just men who go through the most. You could be a single parent, Luena, as a
Mm.
woman who goes through the most. So I think the only thing is that for you, it hits pride hard than it does for us. I don't know if it's just for us, but look, we go through the most as well. But Luna is sensitive. Man, you guys are babies, eh?
No, but like the thing is, society has allowed you guys. When I
To be
want to
strong, to be the mbogota.
no, it has allowed you guys. When I want to 15 rand a time, nje, snanana. You're allowed to. You're supposed. Like
Mm,
for one man to ask another man for 15 rand a time.
mm,
Because society says you must have figured this thing out. You shouldn't be
mm,
asking another man for 15 rand. You should have figured it out. It goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. As a girl, you're allowed to be scared, to be naive. Do you get what I mean? So
mm,
even with with anything, you're allowed to be like, with pride, you're allowed to be like, oh, I'm vulnerable, or oh, I'm not doing well. Everybody will come to a pity party like, oh, how can I help? Ere a guy, I'm not doing well. But no, it's once I school, once I rich, they'll call you a broke guy. Same
Mm.
same concept. As a girl, you go there, you're like, yo, I'm broke, I don't have electricity, it's tough, blah blah blah. I need to study. They'll be like, okay, cool. What is your meter number? Let's buy you electricity, let's buy you airtime. Sure. A guy
Mm.
says the same thing. We thought, oh, wabo, South African broke man. Wabo,
It should
wabo,
be too hard on you guys, eh?
wabo.
It's okay,
Same
Joy.
situation.
Where does this
Same
pressure that
situation.
we place on men come from?
No, it comes from society. It comes from society. It
But
comes from
have women
society.
always been like this, or Kiruna generation here now
It's
that's on
always
about broke men?
it's always been like that. It's just now it's everywhere because of social media. We see it every day. You know,
Mm.
the pressure's always been there. You know, because even the
Mm.
kokasi you'd hear smang mang wipolaile or ubulaile family ya gae." You'd never hear of a woman killing the entire family or whatever. Like that's a like a rare like it's a very rare story to hear. But you would
Mm.
hear gore mang mang o tlile ka kana shapa family kaofela a ithuma
Mm.
le ene. You're like,
But women also kill for the money for inheritance. If ke tseba gore ke tlo bana le 6 million now ka vaya,
oh,
those
but yeah. So
women
yeah,
are also capable of this thing. It's just that they're smart about it. They're not violent about it. It will be some
yeah,
mysterious accident, you know. I
yes.
remember my
So
grand ambuza gore uh the reason why I go strateng go sna banna bo tatemolola ba bangata if you can
yeah,
observe. It's always
yeah,
bonkgono who are
yeah.
always the stronger ones remaining.
Because
So my
Bavai
grand used to make a joke, ya gore no, it's the man. Ra ba
and it,
bolaya.
no, true, true, true.
Yeah.
So it's always been like that. So there's always been pressure on the guy to figure
Mm,
things, to figure life. And even though Artsiviniks, and but there's no space for you to say Artsiviniks. And society is like,
mm,
okay, let me teach you. As soon as
yeah.
Artsiviniks barawa no parwe,
Mm.
you know?
So Moleka is asking Hore, how long is too long to wait around for a man while he's going through the storm,
Hey,
as you described it?
Artsiviniks. I I
Eh?
I I was in a
Sorry,
storm for a
Ratsibe
year.
Hausi.
I was in a storm for a year and a half, so I don't know. I really, really, really don't know.
Yeah, it would be
As
unfair as well to say
yeah,
5 years because we all get opportunities at different times, you
at
know?
different times, so I don't know. I was in a storm for a year and a
Mm.
half, and I was so good inside that year and a half, and like I was able, I had the space and the ability to build myself up as well. So that
Yeah,
so like I don't know. I don't. There's no set time for a storm. Gore e tla lasta how
yeah.
long.
Do you think men are open to the idea of double income partnership or bona ke ntho ya hore, no, I need to do more. Like, don't worry about it, I've got it, you know?
So
Or is it that you
like I think men are open to that. But also what I've observed is that the older you get, I don't think like one, we can make more money as well. The older we get as well, easily compared to women,
mm,
because of the structures of corporate and all of those things,
mm,
Also, in my observation as well, like the older you get, when you become a mother and all of that, uh, you want to work as a woman. You want to work because you can, not because you have to.
mm,
You know, you want to you want to be like, oh yeah, I work, or maybe I work half day, but the other days I'm at home spending time with my family. And we as men also want to provide that kind of lifestyle where there's at least someone at home
mm,
who's taking care of homes, taking care of the kids. I'll take care
mm,
of the money side, and you'll take care of the kids. Then at least there's a balance instead of both parents are never home. when the kids are coming from school, type of kind of thing,
mm,
you
mm,
know. So
mm.
that's like the ideal. But if both income always it's always better.
Yeah, it's always
It's
better.
always
Is
it's always
is
better.
is is romance possible without finance? You know that song,
Ay,
no
ay,
romance without finance
ay, tabe, ay.
at
Even
all.
Even Netflix up at every month.
And
Yeah. So even if you want to do Netflix, somebody has to pay for that Netflix.
the reality is that we need money
You need money for romance. You need money to build. You need money. You
to
need money
dream.
to dream, to just have access. You need money just to go to the store, to get into a car. You need to repatella, then go to a store, you pay, then you come back and you eat and you watch Netflix. All of that is money. So
Mm.
you need money. Else. You need money.
Where where can a black man, like yeah, a black man ne, is that
Mm,
okay? You start varsity now, ne? And then you can go to kolotong, obviously, because you studying through a loan that you need to
yeah,
pay. As soon as you
yeah,
get a job, you need to pay
mm,
that loan, but you need to move out of home as well because
yes,
privacy how you come from a four-room house.
mm,
There's no privacy, there's no bringing cherry over, there's
yeah,
no, and
yeah,
there's that pressure. Then there's also pressure. Grisa says, my boy has studied. When you wanna do something for your mother,
mm,
then usarushebile eo. Once you recover from those debts that you
mm,
inquired while you were
mm,
still young, trying to make it, now kitty vacation kim jolo
yeah,
washapa. The lifestyle itself, the social lifestyle is expensive as well.
mm,
And then now, when you're ready to settle, there's also the debt of now lobola. There's
yeah.
also the debt now, yeah, the perfect wedding because we want the perfect wedding
Nah,
and
yeah,
it's
boy, it's challenge.
expensive. Over and above that, after the perfect wedding, you must give me a comfortable home, a good home. So where is it that we can take it easy on our black brothers? Like which things are not necessary there, man, that we need to cut out? Because at some point we need to be realistic, right? No, no, we are not superheroes like we want to be. I know black men thrive on being the rescuers, and men in general just thrive on
Yeah.
being rescuers and heroes. But how do you make this thing easy for you, this entire cycle? Because there's just too much pressure there.
The thing is, it's like a lot of the times nobody cares, and like this is what I hear from a lot of men, like married, not married. Kaofela tla o botsa hore, fetso, ha kuna motho o nang le taba. From the
Mm,
wife to the mother to my boss, nobody cares. Everybody wants what they want from you, you know.
mm.
And you have to figure it out how to give it to them and still keep your sanity within that. So, and like nobody, like when a man says it's hard to be a man, like a woman will come like, but it's harder to be a woman. And you're just like, yo, I'm not trying to compare myself. Like Riyaka is hard.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not trying to say yours is easier. I'm not trying to say mine is bad. I'm just saying when I push it yaka is hard. So
Mm,
there's not even that space for us to say it's hard to be a
mm,
man.
mm.
And you only believed when you do something gruesome, like shoot the entire family. They're like, oh, okay, so I'm not stressed. Okay, so he was, yeah, okay, I see
Yeah, it's
now.
always late by
It's
then.
always late, but like you've been saying, well, hey guys, Lanka, yeah,
Mm,
I
mm.
can't. Until maybe you take your life, then like, oh fuck, he was serious.
Or you become a
Like,
criminal because you're trying to provide the pressure. You're trying to
yeah.
provide
So,
over and above your work, you know?
because nobody knows what a struggling black man looks like mentally. They don't know what
Mm.
they don't know what a
Because like men don't cry, lona le strong, mostly libo bova strateng. You don't,
yeah, but we're
little cool
told
kids wearing all nice suits.
no, but we're told not to cry. It's not like something that we've
Mm.
decided on. We're told, "Oh, don't cry because you're a boy." Like, oh, if your parents tell you don't cry to be a boy, you're like, okay, my parents know better, therefore I will not cry. So, but like,
Yeah.
go isn't.
Mm.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. So there isn't room for all of these things. That's why I'm hoping that the generation that comes after us, we raise them better. We make sure that
Mm.
they are allowed to cry. We make sure gore ha graduate, o na le apartment, o na le koloi, and Rona as
Yeah.
parents,
Let's not do that to our kids.
yes, Rona as parents, we're not a burden. We've got our houses
You
are
can take care
paid.
of yourself.
Yeah, go
Mm.
sharp, so that they can start their own lives and they can fuck up. If they fuck up, they can always come back home and start again, and it's not a big thing, you know?
And this is the thing that we don't understand about finances. Yeah, okay. When you have good finances, you're not just doing it for you. When you manage your finances, you're doing it for the next generation. Often
Yeah.
we have nothing to pass on as Black people. And even worse, as Black men, you have nothing to pass on to your kids. In fact, your kids have to bury you. Your kids, on top of that, I lost George. Oh my word. As we were about to wrap up. But yeah, I see, Martha, your comment where you're saying the sad part is that society thinks women have all this stuff figured out. And I guess it's clear, Hore, you don't have it figured out. It's so sad, honestly. I had one question for George that I wanted to ask. Yeah, Hore, seeing that it's too much pressure to measure a man on finances, how else um like what's the future for a man? How else will a man be measured in future? Because in future women are going to be able to o ile kae now bona ntho ya utlwa di sa babsing ka bo le Alex ka bo o grand ka network. No, it's fine. Okay, so it's counting you. Okay, you've just joined the conversation. We literally have 3 minutes to wrap up,
Okay.
so thanks for
All right.
coming back.
Yeah.
I was saying, what I just read a comment from one of the viewers who said the sad part is that society thinks women have all the stuff figured out. And I guess
Yes.
this is why I also wanted to have this platform where I talk to men because I just feel like there's just too much pressure in all aspects. You need to protect, you need to provide, you need to
Mm.
sexually please us, you need
Yeah.
to go ahead and to be the heroes in all aspects. And it's not like the standards are getting lower, the standards are doubling, you
Yeah.
know. Now
Yeah.
it's not just good to have a home for your wife. Now you must take your kids to a good school. Now you must make sure
Yeah.
the wife drives the latest car. Now you must make sure that you give
Right.
her vacations. Now you must make sure she goes to a private hospital to have a child. Now, you know,
Mm. And you're just
so how
like, guys, how am I gonna do all those things?
how I'm just human,
Mm.
how do you think a man will be measured in future? Seeing that we currently measure a man through his wallet, how do you think a man will be measured?
It won't change. I don't think it will change. Like it's gonna, like it has been
Koso,
happening.
koso, koso.
It's gonna like it's been like this for a long time. It's gonna take
But I
even
can
longer
finally
to
check
change.
that one. I know. We
Yeah,
we
but
have our houses. Like, we have.
there's
Are we still
nothing.
gonna be?
There's nothing that women like than spending money, even more and on their mind. And Rona, on our side, we actually like spending money on you guys. Like it makes us feel good.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that's something that it's within us. When I spend or provide for my family, it makes me feel good.
Mm,
Where it might not necessarily be bring the same feeling for you, but you like spending, like you like spending not even better, not your money.
yeah. I think it was Trump who said this, where he was saying the feeling of just seeing my child eat, just seeing
Yeah,
my family
yeah,
eat is it's just
yeah,
it touches me somewhere else. Like as a
yeah,
man, it just
yeah,
does
yeah.
something to me.
It does something, yeah.
Then banna ba ileng kwa who don't care, who are like whatever, if there's food, there's no food in the house. What happened to them? If your pride is there as a man in how well you provide. But go senyehile guy for Majita who are just like, I don't care.
It
I'm not.
all our issues always come back from home. How you're raised, how your parents treated you, what traumas you had as a child always goes back there.
Mm,
Always goes
mm,
back there. So I'm hoping that because we are aware of those things, Ron,
mm.
when we have kids, we make sure they come in an environment that cushions them so that they have better
Mm,
childhoods. And if you have a happy childhood, then the chances are your outlook on life will be happier, and
yeah.
your decisions as well will be obviously will make sense. So if you
Mm,
have if you have both parents that are involved, and they instill some discipline, some lessons, and you are not told, you know what, I want what my parents had,
mm.
you
Do
know.
we have financial traumas as kids, as black kids? Do we go
Yes,
through?
we do.
Is there
We do.
anything like
Yeah,
that? Financial
yeah,
trauma where you just
yeah. Because you
don't
saw your
respect money,
parents.
you just like
Yeah, you
not
saw
even a
your
question of
parents
why
nabasna
ikhaba
chelete.
tjhelete. Yeah.
Yeah, why it's hard? Because you scared for if you get it, then lose it, you're gonna be like your parents. Maybe your parents had a lot of money and they lost it all.
Mm,
So now you're like, yo, Joe, let me rather not get it so that if I don't have it, then I won't lose it.
mm, mm,
There's some people who seen their parents, go through poverty, and that either fuels you to be like, I have it now, now I want it all.
yeah.
50, 100, 200, ke a di batla, Bafethu, ke a di batla. Like I'm not scared
Mm,
of it. So like where you come from, like I think excess, when you give your kids access to the world, they be able to want more because they're like it's possible. But if you don't
mm,
give a lot of access to the world, to your kids, then they'll be like, "This is my limit. Being in the hood is everything," and
mm.
and they'll stay
I
there.
have, yeah, no, I'm gonna let you go shortly, but
Yeah.
before I do, there's a comment here from Kagiso who says, I'm raising a boy child, and what you're raising, Makabelo, is frustrating me. Can we raise kids differently? Can it not be my son's responsibility to take care of someone's child? Can we enable boy and girl children? Do you think it's important that we teach that to maybe take off the pressure as well?
Yeah,
Because now
because
we're teaching our girls who a man has to take care of you. I mean, we do it without even thinking. I did this to my daughter the other time when I said, what did I say? And the guy where I said,
yeah,
o tla bo o etsang wena le monna o senang tjhelete. And ke kgutsitse, after, but this is what we used to, this is what we know,
yeah,
right?
yes. But the thing
You think
is,
the way a man has to show love, or the only way for a man to show love is the more he spends on you, then he loves you. We,
yes,
we
because the
don't
thing
know
is,
how else you can show us love.
like the same people who believe what like the man has to be the provider and everything, the game changes as soon as they have a son. The game
Mm.
change. That's why also the relationship between the mother and the son also becomes something else, because the mother's like, so nna ke tlo godisa ngwana ona gore wena o tlo mo ja tšhelete. Then
Mm.
the
That's
then
why
the
mothers are possessive as well of their
yes, because it's like
kids.
I've raised this child very well. So we're not
Mm.
fitla tlo ja tšhelete nje. So it we need to raise both sexes in the same principles, same way, same manners, to be like, make your own money.
Mm.
Like a house with two incomes, guys, is always better than one. It's always
Exactly.
better than one. So, and also, when everybody has the income, they can do whatever they want. If they want to do nails, asistory want to
Mm,
do your own
mm.
hair, you go just do it.
Kokatlhela
Yeah, and also there's something sexy about a woman who can do things as well from a man's perspective.
Mm.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if I know what a woman, when you can take yourself on holiday, like, it even makes me even
Like
proud
you
of
can
her.
make yourself happy.
Yeah, like before now you can be happy. Like, you don't need me to be
Mm.
happy. And now I'm just enhancing what's already there.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean?
Why magazine for men?
Because there
Why?
isn't magazine that speaks to the black man in this country. All of them
Okay.
speak to different aspects, but no one goes into how you were raised, what issues are you facing, finances, relationships, travel, lifestyle, what do you want, your dreams. If all the magazines are there, it's
They're
white.
far-fetched from our reality, yes.
Yeah, it's like they don't discuss lobola the same way we do. Where we like
Mm.
what is the purpose of lobola? Oh, the purpose of lobola is to bring people two families together. It's not about money, you know.
Mm,
So nobody describes those issues. These
mm,
magazines don't do that. They just go at the top head and they're like, everybody's the same. Because I think as a black man, Otswangokasi, my problems are different. Uh,
mm,
you might be in the hood, but you're not the hood. Like, Kokomraho, there's siblings, there's aunts, there's cousins that are looking up to you that you still need
mm,
to help some way, somehow, you know.
mm,
So I'm not like Mahwabona. As soon as you leave the house, ka 18, you're on your own. You start your own life. Rona, you
It's
can't do
different
that.
for us.
It's
Yeah.
very different. So we speak to that guy to be like, this is what we do. This is what these are your issues. We understand that you live in Sandton, but we also know Horo Ozaku KZN, and there's a family that you have there, you know.
Mm.
So that's why the magazine for men.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for making time today. I know you're probably busy, and thanks to the wifey for allowing this.
Thank you very
So
much
where
for
do
having
people
me.
find you? Where do people find your magazines? Where do they buy it?
So you just go to marvin.co.za, like Marvin,
Uh,
MARVIN,
mhm.
.co.za. So you get all the content there. We just recently launched an online store, so you can make purchases there as well.
Oh,
And
that's
yeah,
nice. What are you guys
yeah,
selling?
card holders, travel bag, beard oil, laptop bags for now. So
Okay.
there'll
All
be
these
more
gifts for men
products.
we can buy their ladies, ne? You've heard
Massively.
it.
Yeah, massively.
George, this was so fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of
Thank,
your day.
thank you very
Thanks
much
to
for
everyone
having me.
else who commented. Thank you. Bye bye.
Some later.